Good Monday, January 18th, 2010. I'm Molly and this is Rocket Boom. Today is the birthday of one of the best-loved children's authors of all time, A.A. Milne. In December 1919, Captain Harry Colburn took Winnipeg, a female black bear named after his hometown in Canada, to the London Zoo, where she became a popular attraction. One of the bear's many fans was Christopher Robin Milne, the son of author and playwright A.A. Milne. In fact, Christopher Robin liked the bear so much that in addition to spending time inside the cage with it, he decided his teddy bear Edward Bear should be renamed Winnie. Oh bother. Winnie the Pooh. Pooh came from the name of a swan who resided in the area around Milne's home, Cotchford Farm in Ashdown Forest, Sussex. Milne was so inspired by his son's fondness for the bear that he began to write a series of books about the adventures of Christopher Robin, Winnie the Pooh, and many other characters who lived in the 100-acre wood. Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Kanga, and Roo were all based on Christopher's stuffed animals. And so came the famous works we know so well today, illustrated by the wonderful E.H. Shepard. Pooh's first appearance was in a poem published in 1924 in the book of children's verse When We Were Very Young. Winnie the Pooh was first published in 1926. Now We Are Six, a collection of poems, was released in 1927, and House at Pooh Corner in 1928. Later in life, Christopher Robin Milne wrote many autobiographical works about how unhappy he had become with the use of his name and likeness, writing, "It seemed to me that my father had got where he was by climbing on my infant shoulders, that he had filched from me my good name and left me nothing but empty fame." A fierce atheist, he was also embarrassed at a depiction of the Christopher Robin character saying his prayers. Overall, the success of the books was frustrating to A.A. Milne. As his son and inspiration were growing older, his interest in writing the Pooh books was waning, and his last works written before his death in 1956 were not well received. In 1930, Milne had sold the rights of his characters to Stephen Schlesinger, a New York literary agent, for a $1,000 advance and 66% of Schlesinger's income, essentially creating the modern licensing industry. By 1932, Pooh was a $50 million a year business. Schlesinger died in 1953, and the rights were passed to his widow Shirley, and in 1961 she agreed to license the rights to the Walt Disney Company in exchange for a percentage of the revenue from sales of merchandise. The books were adapted into many Disney feature-length animations, beginning with The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh in 1977. This was followed 20 years later by Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin, the Tigger movie in 2000, Piglet's Big Movie in 2003, Pooh's Heffalump movie in 2005, and the upcoming 2011 production, Winnie the Pooh. Pooh is one of Disney's best-loved characters, and his stories continue to be adapted into cartoons, animated features, and merchandise in dozens of languages all over the world. In 1982, author Benjamin Hoff wrote The Tao of Pooh, a Western perspective on Taoism using the Winnie the Pooh characters to demonstrate the philosophy's basic principles. A follow-up work, Day of Piglet, debuted in 1992. Writer and theatre director David Benedictus submitted a collection of short stories for consideration as an extension on the original works to the trustees of the Milne estate in the mid-1990s. However, as Disney owned the rights, the stories could not be published. 10 years later, the rights had been returned to the trustees, and in October 2009, the first non-Disney Winnie the Pooh novel in 80 years, Return to the 100-Acre Wood, was published, introducing an entirely new character, Lottie the Otter. Despite the bitterness surrounding the Pooh stories, it is rare for a children's literary character to have been enjoyed by so many generations and in so many mediums. Whether you're still playing Pooh sticks, introducing your children to the books, or just smiling whenever you use the word blustery, Pooh continues to bring simple joy to millions of people all around the world.